Radhe Radhe. So in this video I'm going to discuss lexicographically minimum string after removing stars, which occur in today's LEETCODE challenge. So if you have any doubt regarding this, you can ping me up on Instagram. Even you can join my Discord server. I will provide both the links in the comment section. I'll pin them. The problem statement is very simple. You're given a string, and for every occurrence of a star, you can delete the leftmost element. Okay, just the recent leftmost element, which is minimum. Okay, for example, if there's a star over here, so what is the minimum among the left? It is A, right? So if it is A, you have to delete the recent A that occurs. Okay, so that is this A, so it becomes AAB. Okay, so let's say we'll have another example also. So let's say it was D star O star. It would be like, for the occurrence of first star, the minimum is D, so you delete one D, and for this you delete one O, so it becomes an empty string. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So like, now we'll get on the code. So the code, I'll just explain you what to do. So it is very simple. Okay, so what you can do is, you can have a frequency array of size 26. Okay, and another a position array of size 26 n. Okay, so what the frequency array is going to do, since we are traversing from left to right, the frequency array is going to update the values of every alphabet. Okay, and the position array is going to place the position at which it occurs. Okay, and just to use a counter for this, so you can make counter of 26 also. Okay, so after we are done with this, so you can make another array, which is don't print array. Okay, don't print array, which will be of size n. Okay, so what don't print array does is, once you're traversing through the array, so whenever you reach a position which won't be there in the answer, for example over here, this star and A won't be there in the answer. Okay, so in that case, the don't print array, the remaining values will be 0 and these values will be 1. Okay, over here it is 0 0 0, over here it is going to be 1 1 1 1, because you print nothing. Okay, so whenever it's a 0, you have to print only those things. So I hope this is clear, like what is the function of all these arrays. So what you're going to do is, while you're traversing, okay, I equal to 0 to n minus 1, sorry, to n minus 1. Okay, so while you're traversing, first thing, you have to check whether it is a asterisk or not. Okay, so let's like not get into the asterisk situation, let's get into the not equal to asterisk situation. That is, it's the alphabet. So if it is an alphabet, what you can do is, frequency of that alphabet plus plus, right, and position of that alphabet and counter. Okay, counter of that alphabet. Okay, since counter is all of the counters are equal to 0 0 0. Okay, so remember, whenever we are going to do this, we are going to initialize it with 0. Okay, so counter of this is equal to the position. Okay, is equal to I, that is the place where this alphabet occurs. Okay, and once you're done with this, you can do what, you can make the counter of the alphabet plus plus, because the counter of the alphabet is basically equal to the frequency. Okay, now one thing that you have to notice, that is, in case if you think of not using the counter, you cannot use it. Okay, you cannot use it, but for that, what you have to do is, you have to shift this frequency over here, frequency of alphabet plus plus, and instead of using this counter, you have to make it frequency. Clear? So after like done with this, the asterisk non-asterisk portion, now you have to check for the asterisk portion. Okay, so if it is an asterisk, so if it's an asterisk, we know that don't print, since asterisk won't be printed, right, so don't print of I position will become 1. Okay, and then what you can do is, you can run the array from 0 to 25, that is, check through all the alphabets. Okay, and if you see that if frequency of any of the alphabet is greater than 0, so that means you have to delete that alphabet. Okay, sorry, you have to delete that alphabet, and remember, you have to break it also, because that is the last occurrence. I mean, you have to delete only one, so you have to break it. as soon as you get it. Okay, so if frequency of j is greater than 0, so what you can do is you can, like, step by step, the algorithm. Okay, so it is going to be frequency of j minus minus, okay, and position of j, frequency of j, okay. So this gets added to the don't print. Okay, so you don't print this, okay, and no more changes that you have to make. So once you're done with this, now go for another array, like out of all this thing, that is I equal to 0 to n minus 1, and if don't print I is equal to 0, then only append the s dot character, I mean s of I, to answer. Answer is actually an empty string. Okay, so then only append s of I to answer, and then you can return answer. So this is basically a kind of pseudo code for you to understand. So what basically we need to have is, we need to have 3 arrays. One is the frequency, one is the position of the alphabets, and one is a don't print array. Then run from 0 to n minus 1. If it's an alphabet, you can increase the frequency of that alphabet and write the position of that alphabet. If it's not an alphabet, so you don't print the asterisk, and you don't print the last occurrence of the smallest alphabet. Okay, since you have to make it lexicographically smallest, I mean minimum. So for j is equal to 0 to j to 25, if there is a frequency, if there is a presence of an element that is greater than 0, if the frequency is greater than 0, you reduce the frequency by 1 and make the position of j, frequency of j, as 1. Okay, and then you have to break it. This is very necessary. Okay, otherwise you will be deleting more than one occurrences. So you're going to break it, and then you have to initialize answer with an empty string, and from 0 to n minus 1, just check if don't print of I is equal to 0, then only you have to append it. If it's equal to 1, it don't have to print. Okay, so this is what the basic code tells us. So that's it from my side. Thank you.